So this is the definitive tier list for the finals, going over all their weapons. I am the best player in the game, and so you can trust my word for it. I didn't just start playing it a week ago. This, though, is thanks to our boy, the Nemo or not, for 720. I think that's how you say that name. I don't know, but thank you for that comment. Yeah, so I'm 100% right on this tier list. If you disagree with me, you're 100% wrong, but that's okay. Let me know what you guys think of it. So we'll just start right off. This pistol thing's really good. I don't think it does enough that other weapons do. Silencer's nice on it. I don't really know how much silencers affect things, but I'd say this is like a decent weapon. I mean, if you're trying to go GoldenEye with it and like style points, I think, yeah, I mean, you can do some good stuff with it. But I'd say middle of the pack, probably upper middle though, probably B, especially if you're really good with click shooting, semi-automatic, clicking fast. But next up, probably one of the best weapons in the game, the M11. This is 100% S. Being a light build, you run super fast with the light build's abilities, just being able to get everywhere and being a nuisance. The M11 is just really good for hip firing, spray firing. It does a load of damage. It has a huge mag. Yeah, it's really, really good. It's probably one of the Scout's best weapons. The Sniper, though, on the other hand, kind of the exact opposite. If the M11 is just putting the game on easy mode, it puts the game on like ultra hard death mode. It does a lot of damage, but like if you're not Modern Warfare 2 intervention quickscopes, like you're not gonna get what you need to get out of it. Finals is super close quarters, a lot of destruction, a lot of buildings, and you're kind of just wasting a lot of potential trying to snipe. If you're good with the sniper, if you can quickscope really well, I would say it's like B, A tier, but for the average person, I'd say it's like C, D. And the thing is, you can't one tap with it. Okay, so the XP54 is basically close to on par as the M11. I just don't think it's as good as the M11. You get the ACOG, which is like nice, but the thing is, if you're really good, you don't need the ACOG. So it's basically A. It does everything that the M11 does, but it's just a tad bit worse. To be honest, if you're just looking to run and gun, be super fast, you're getting everything you need out of the M11, and so you're kind of just in a worse position with the XP54. Daggers, basically all melee weapons, absolutely suck. It's just bad. That's basically it. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. It's bad. Like, sure, you can have like the one tap gimmick, but that forces you into the invisible ability, which kind of sucks. Not that the invisibility sucks, but that it forces you into taking it kind of sucks. But yeah, so don't ever do this or any melee weapons. The LH1 is really good. Basically the same as the V9S though, where if you're good at semi-automatic, then like, yeah, sure, it does a lot of damage. It's a very slow weapon, and as a scout specifically, you're basically losing the core reason why you would play scout, and that's to just be everywhere, running really fast, shooting a lot, and it kind of just slows you down too much, I think. So I'm gonna put it in C. But if you're good with it, if you're really good at like shooting semi-automatic and you can hit headshots, yeah, you'll do a lot of damage. But it's kind of eh. The double barrel shotgun is really good, but also really not good. You can one tap other lights with it. Thing is, you only get 2 shots and the reload time is abysmal and the range is abysmal. So you're basically going into melee range to one tap, which is really good, but then you're stuck in melee range reloading. It's not really that good. And again, it forces you basically into the invisible ability. Can you get around it with not having the visibility? Yeah, sure. But you kind of just want the M11, because everything that the shotgun can do, the M11 can do. You can basically one tap a light build with like quarter to half the clip of the M11. And if they're close enough for the shotgun, they're close enough to hip fire with the M11. It's kind of a cheese pick item. The sword, F. I think the sword is even worse than the dagger because it doesn't have the one tap option, and then it forces you into evasive dash basically. And so I think any weapon that forces you into something, and then not being ranged or not having something that can one tap for like a cheese kind of weapon is just not good, basically. Yeah, this is by far the worst item. Like if I could make a new row, trash, this would be here. It's trash. Don't use it. It's not good. Does it have its circumstances? Sure. Yeah. But every weapon has its circumstances, and the circumstances for the sword are very few and far between. And again, just like the shotgun, you can get everything you need to get out of the sword with the M11 and more. So just don't use it. Throwing knives. I think throwing knives are fun, but again, I don't think they're as good. You also have to be really, really good at aiming them. And so there's no point. You're getting way less out of the weapon than other things. Is it a little bit better than the other melee items and stuff? 100%. So it goes in D. Just because you have some range on it, in general, it's not that good. The AK, the next S weapon, 100% S. It does a load of damage and you have a massive mag. You can semi-fire for range. Yeah, it does. Does it not have the scope like the Scar? Yeah, it doesn't. But if you're good, you don't need the scope. And so I would rather be able to lay down more fire and have more damage than have like a clearer sight at my target. Like a lot of the game is just holding down the fire button and just killing as much people as you can in the shortest time you can. And so any more damage and any more like bullets that you have is just better. If the scout could have the AK, it would be absolutely busted. But yeah, so it's S. The wingman, aka the revolver. This is probably the most incisive, I don't know that's the word. You need the most skill to rock this one. And the thing is if you have the skill for this, it's S. It's probably the most broken gun in the game if you're good with it. If you're not good with it, it's probably like C or B at best. So I'll put it in B just because it does a ton of damage, but there's just a lot of consequences with it if you're not really that good. CL40, it's bad. I would say it's probably D tier. Just a quick analysis over it. It can destroy walls. It just doesn't have enough upkeep damage to justify taking it. Any kind of fighting situation, you would want to have the AK over the CL40. There's just like no ifs, ands, or buts. And typically you have enough destruction and utility on your team to be able to like negate the destruction effect that it comes with. It doesn't do enough damage. I'd say if it gets a buff, it would probably be S tier just because you could like aim at the ground and noob to people. But for in its current state, it's really not that good. The Scar, probably everybody's either favorite or second favorite weapon. It is really, really good, but the thing is it's not as good as the AK. As we said multiple times now, you just want more damage and a bigger clip. It has less damage and has a smaller clip. Oh, it has more range, and who gives a shit? Oh, it has an ACOG, who gives a shit? But it's A. It's still like probably one of the best guns out of everything. But if we're wanting to play the best shit, go with the AK basically. The pellet gun. It's not that good. I would say like it's okay. It's just not that good. Again, in any kind of fighting scenario, you're gonna want more bullets out. And while it does do more damage, the reload time and the time between shots is just like not enough. You'll shoot once, you'll shoot twice, 4 people will find you and kill you. Can that happen with the AK? I mean, sure, but at least you're getting more bullets out before you die. So I'd say it's D tier. If you're good with it, sure, maybe C tier, right? If you're good at hitting your shots. But I'd say for the average person, average game, it's probably D tier. Riot Shield, exact same thing as all melee stuff. It's F. I'd say the Riot Shield would be closer to D. So I'll put it in front of the dagger. So it's probably the best melee out of all of them. But again, you're just in melee. And the thing is, it is not fully indestructible. You can eventually shoot through it or break it. I don't know how it works exactly, but so it doesn't even give you full coverage. You are losing so much more firepower. Can you do some cheese strats hiding in a corner? Sure, yeah, but then you get gassed and you have to run anyway. So the M60, I'd say the M60 is generally okay. The only thing that's really bad about it is its sway recoil. It has so much sway. It's very, very, very difficult to like keep on target, and I'd say because of that, it's probably a C or B tier. I want to say it's probably at the front of C tier. It has the biggest clip out of all the guns, and it has decent damage too. But it's kind of like it's really hard to use, and so because of that, I'd say it's like C tier or like middle B tier. You know, I'll probably put it at like middle B tier. I'll just do the other counterpart to that, the Louis gun or the Lewis gun. I'm pretty sure it's Louis, but the Louis gun is basically A tier or S tier, depending on how good you are at the heavy. But for the weapon itself, probably A tier. It's just all around better than the M60, and that's mainly because of the sway recoil. It's a lot easier to keep on target, and the mag size is enough to like keep up with the mag size of the M60. So basically, always go over to the Louis gun right now. The sledgehammer, again, it's trash. Is it better than the sword? Yes. You can destroy walls and you can kill a lot faster, has more damage. But again, it's just not as good as the other weapons. You need range. Any melee is basically trolling. Flamethrower, it's kind of clunky. It's a clunky gun. It's gimmicky. It's kind of eh. It can be really good in certain cases, like destroying gas. If it's like super close quarters, sure. Thing is that it doesn't deal a lot of damage. The burn effect from the fire itself doesn't really deal that much. Can it be annoying? Sure. Does it destroy scouts and stuff like that? Or light builds? Sure. It has a really short mag, especially if you're just spraying it. The reload time is very long, and you'll just get so much more out of running like the Louis gun, for example. The grenade launcher, probably the next contender for trash, but just because it's better than the sword, I'm putting it in F. Does it destroy walls? Nope. Does it have a lot of damage? Meh, not really. And so, again, why take this over the Louis gun when it gives you more bullets, more range, more firepower, more damage? Well, I mean, technically more damage. Like, the grenade launcher technically does more damage, but, like, you're firing more bullets with the Louis gun, so you're getting out damage faster, which equals more damage. And then lastly, the shotgun. Again, this is probably trash tier. I think it had a big nerf, but I saw some other videos talking about it where everyone was like, oh, this is so OP. This thing's fucking trash. This thing's really, really bad. You have to reload every 4 shots. You don't have to fully reload, but you have to like cock it back every 4 shots. Stops your flow. Has terrible range. Not that good of damage at all. It's kind of a cool concept, right? Like the AA-12 from COD, like MW2, but it's not the same. It's kind of just lackluster. But yeah, that's it. All you want is more firepower, more bullets. And so the the M11, and the AK is your best weapons for that. But yeah, bye.